Here's another great tip for improving your flash photography, and this tip works great regardless of whether you're using a built-in flash on your compact camera or a pop-up flash like this or an external flash on top of your SLR. Before we start, I'm just going to take a quick picture of Jane. Thanks, Jane. There's always occasions where you need to put the flash on to take photos indoors. The trouble is, in most cases, just keeping the camera on its auto setting, like in this shot, is not going to give you the optimum results. Now, we're in a local pub, and we're not using any video lights or anything, and although I'm not brilliantly lit, you can still see me, along with the lovely lights from the bar behind me. What I'm going to do is take another photo with this camera, and I'm going to keep it on the equivalent of the auto settings. The only difference is I'm going to turn the flash off. So it's a typical kind of point and shoot photo, but I'm going to trick the camera into turning the flash off. I just want to show you how this looks. Okay, Jane, if you just stand there for me, thanks. Yeah. So, no surprises ahead then. You can see that this photo is way too dark. Jane is completely underexposed, and you can just about make out some of the brighter lights in the background, but that's about it. Even the nice warm lights around the bar haven't really come out. This tells us something really important, which is this. We're depending on this very small flash to light up everything in the picture. So what? What's the problem? Well, it is a problem because although the room will be lit, it's going to be a very dull, boring, flat kind of light. And the light that does exist in the bar, you won't even see it. You may actually see the lights and the bulbs of the bar, but you won't see the light that's given off for the bulbs. I'm going to take another picture, this time keeping exactly the same settings, but I'm going to change the ISO, which is now on 100. I'm going to change it to 800. Let's see what difference it makes. Okay, it's now on 800. Still keeping the flash off. Jane, have you again. He's looking good. The light levels in the pub are quite low and the picture is still underexposed, especially Jane. But you can see that the photo is a lot brighter than the first one. Just by increasing the ISO from 100 to 800, I've allowed in more of the ambient light. No other settings on the camera were changed. If I keep these settings and just take another shot, but this time popping up the flash like you'd normally do on an indoor photo, the scene will not only be lit by the flash, it will be lit by the ambient light that you just saw in the previous photo. When I say ambient light, by the way, I just mean the general light from the bar, you know, and the warm lights from the ceiling and the spotlights. Ambient light can be used to describe, say, for example, sunlight when you go outside. But in this case, it's just the light from the bar. So let's just try taking another shot, see how this looks. Okay, Jane? Compare this photo with the one I took at the beginning. Although you can see that Jane looks pretty much the same, which is what I would have expected, the background looks a lot better. The camera has now brought in the ambient light as well as the light from the flash, and the whole photo looks better as a result. There is a little more grain, or noise as it's now called, in the second photo, and this will be especially true if your camera is an older model where the sensors weren't as good as they are now. But in my opinion, a noisier photo with nice light will look much better than a photo with less noise and rubbish light. If you look at your indoor flash photos that you might have taken in the past, you may find that although the subject looks okay, reasonably well exposed, it looks like they've been taken inside some kind of cave where the background is completely dark. Well, this tip is designed to get over that problem. It balances out the light from the flash with the ambient light from a room. Also, if you combine this tip with the previous one on using tissue paper, that should give you even better results. If you're not sure how to change the ISO, there is a film on that subject, and I'll put a link to it further down on the page. Well, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this tip. Remember, go out and practice it, or stay in and practice it. It's a really easy one to do. And as with all of these tips, if you don't practice them, they'll go in one ear and out of the other ear. So pick up your camera, go out, take a few photos, and practice some of the techniques in these films. Bye for now.